Now that I have a wallet on pre-prod, it's connected to this demo application, and I've secured some test ADA. Now I can move on to inspecting some real transactions. There's a demo here, and I'm going to show you how this basic inspection works. And then it'll be up to you to investigate 4 transactions, A, B, C, and D, and figure out which one of these is not doing what it says it's doing on the button right here. That's going to make more sense after we look at this example. So let's take a look. There's a demo form right here for sending ADA. Now, you can use any recipient address right here, but if you're not sure where to start, the easiest place to get one is just your own address. Try it. Copy your own address, paste it here, and we're going to send, let's say, 50 ADA. Now, the form says Lovelace, and you can see below that 50 Lovelace is just a tiny fraction of an ADA. If I want to send 50 ADA, I got to add 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 50 ADA, where 1 ADA is equal to 1,000,000 Lovelace. Let's send this. Send. When I press the send button, a transaction is built, and a preview like this will open up. Now, I could just go ahead and sign this transaction, but the critical piece right here is I ought to know what I'm signing for. This is true if I'm signing a check or a legal document, and any blockchain transaction ought to be treated the same way. Before I sign, I'd like to know what I'm signing for. I can click the transaction right here to see the details. And there's something interesting to observe. You can see that there was one output from my new wallet, the 10,000 ADA I just received. Now I'm sending 50 ADA, and it happens to be to myself. But in this transaction, we have an output for the amount that I specified. Here it is. And then we have to account for all of the ADA that I didn't specify in the transaction. Because I'm using an input with 10,000 ADA, it's not enough just to specify that I want to send 50 ADA somewhere. I also need to specify where to send the change. And that's what we see right here in the second output to this transaction. I can also see that there's always a cost to making any blockchain transaction. And the fee right here is 0.17 test ADA. So after running this transaction, even though I'm only sending some funds to myself, I will have a little bit less in my wallet after I sign for this transaction. That's okay. We're learning, right? So now that I've investigated the transaction, I'll type my spending password and I'll send. There we go. The transaction was submitted. Just like when I picked up my ADA from the testnet faucet, this transaction also has a transaction ID. And when I look in my wallet, at my list of transactions, I'll see this new one that I just signed right here with a transaction ID A63C22. Yep, that's it. So now that we've investigated one transaction, the rest is up to you. When you click each of these buttons, a pre-formatted transaction will open up, and you'll be prompted to sign it. Try it for each one, but don't sign any transactions yet. Try to figure out which 3 of these are honest and which one is trying to steal some funds from you. Now, all of the source code for this demo application is available on GitHub, and we'll start to take a look at it as we move through this course. You'll see that writing some text in a user-facing front end is not the same thing as building a transaction. When we look at the source code, we will start to understand how transactions are built. And then, as we continue through this course, we'll investigate deeply how Marlowe helps us build abstractions around Cardano primitives that make them more accessible, but that at the end of the day, control is always in the user's hands about when they sign a transaction. And we're trying to build up a sense of literacy for everyone about how transactions on the blockchain work. So thanks for taking a look at this, and we'll see you in Module 1 and 2.